right now.
Tonight, hearing from the accused, his name among the thousands of pages of documents just released in the church sex abuse scandal.
But one priest says he is a victim of the church, and you will not believe where we found him. You're going to find out in just a moment, but first, the group SNAP, Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, has now officially asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to investigate criminal charges against the Milwaukee Archdiocese. Specifically, SNAPS wants an investigation into the transfer of $57 million of Archdiocese money into a so-called cemetery fund. Now, that transfer was ordered by Cardinal Timothy Dolan and done shortly before the Archdiocese filed for bankruptcy. Well, SNAP claims the money was put into a fund to protect it from lawsuits filed by victims.
And this one priest that really caught our attention tonight, well, wait till you see where we found him. Our Ben Handelman live with that. He's been tracking him down. Ben is here now with the latest on what he found. Ben?
Good evening, and there are 42 priests named in all of these documents that were released. We spoke to one of them tonight. He says he's innocent. He says there's now no way to prove that. Like many of the priests named in the thousands of pages of documents just unveiled, Father Michael Neuberger has worked at many churches. A man who became a priest at a young age is accused of molesting boys as soon as his career began. In a psychologist's report released in the documents, Father Neuberger told doctors he found the confessional personally sexually arousing. Documents say the priest offered to help by giving sex advice. Sometimes instructions would include hands-on instruction. The report is from decades ago. Documents say Neuberger admitted his crimes not only to doctors, but to other priests. He was placed on restrictions ordered away from churches. So where did we find him?
It blows my mind.
At the YWCA in Milwaukee, where Neuberger has been teaching GED classes for more than a decade.
I would have to take a look at the release first in order to have any further comment.
His boss said she was unaware of the allegations against him or the newly released documents.
I'm alarmed by that.
Peter Isley, the Midwest director of SNAP, a nonprofit group that advocates for victims of church sexual abuse, says many of the priests named in the report have gone on to successful careers. Former priests named in the report include a social worker and a grief counselor. After stopping at his place of employment,
I have never had any sexual contact with minors. Never.
Michael Neuberger reached us by phone Tuesday night.
That is a distortion of anything that I have ever said, and it was taken out of a psychological evaluation with a psychologist under the protection of parent, doctor-client confidentiality.
So were you lying to your psychologist?
I never lied to my psychologist. I have never admitted to having sex with minors. I have never admitted to forcing anyone to have sex.
Neuberger says he has never seen these documents or many of the allegations until now. He says the church is to blame for not giving him a chance to clear his name.
Now, almost 50 years later, I'm in the position of trying to defend myself when all of the witnesses I could call are dead. Several of my accusers are dead. What am I supposed to do?
Now, Neuberger was placed on heavy restrictions by the church for decades. However, the case to remove him has never been completed. So in the church's eyes, he is still a father. And just to put it in the perspective how much information on all of these priests there are, just in Neuberger's file alone, there are more than 200 pages, and there are 42 priests named in this report. So thousands and thousands of pages of information. We're live at Cathedral Square tonight. Ben Handelman, Fox 6 News.
All right, Ben, thank you. And still ahead, Archbishop Jerome Listecki reacts to the document release. And for more on the scandal, go to our website, fox6now.com.